There he is, man.
What's up, boy?
How you doing, man? What's happening? What time is it over there? It's noon?
Yes, noon.
What are you drinking on?
It's Moscato, man.
Wow, this early in the game, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I get up and do my push-ups, sit-ups, workouts, emails, and then if I'm
Mm.
just in the house, usually I'll be coming from the gym or be in the gym still. So if I'm in the house, I'm just chilling.
That drinks real early like that ever. This might be the earliest I've ever seen you drinking, I feel like.
Yeah, because it's not hard liquor, so it's smooth. I
It's
might
like
take a nap after.
it's not normal times at all, is what you're saying.
No, not at all. You know what I mean? Anything on any schedule.
What's crazy is that I think you dropped one of the biggest songs of your whole career, and then the quarantine happened. You know what I'm saying? Which is tough because you can't go out there and touch the people. I know you get clubs every day, drop a joint. So is that kind of like skewed you a little bit? Like, do you feel like mad about that, or are you just like, man, it is what it is? You know?
No, I wasn't. At first, I was kind of like hurt about it, and I was like, "Damn, I'm not gonna be able to move around with the record." But then it's like people get to live with it more. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody's gonna be playing it over and over and over again. Where if we were outside, you never know what that might be. You know what I mean? So people
Right.
get to digest it more while they're in the house. So I was salty at first, but then I was like, it makes sense, and the songs escape, so
All
people
right.
are taking their
Yeah, we
yeah.
talked. If y'all didn't know, Chef got a new single out called "Escape." It's definitely one of the biggest songs. It's a movie, man, and going at it for a while. And recently, a lot of talk is about this Jordan doc. And I saw you tweet recently. You were like, that you're the Pippin. Can you explain that? And I've been with you on tour and shit, but just to kind of, can you elaborate on why you feel that way?
Well, it's just like this shit. Like Pippen was super slept on. You know what I mean? And like he didn't get all the accolades he was supposed to, all the celebration he was supposed to. But he still just fucking did what he was supposed to do. Like he still did his job. He didn't
Right.
complain. You know what I mean? He did shit, even though I might say shit here and there. You know what I mean? But it's just the nature of the music business.
Right.
Everything doesn't go right all the time. But just me comparing, it's like, I really like Wiz brought me into this shit. Like I was listening to music and dealing with it, but I wasn't rapping and caring. You know what I mean? So it was like Jordan to Pippen, you know what I mean? Just come on, man, just help me get these championships and we gonna be straight. And then Pippen got his money eventually anyway, so it don't
Right.
even matter.
And after this whole thing is said and done, he's gonna get his respect. I think everyone right now. I wasn't even a Bulls fan, man. I was a Barkley head, so watching
Hmm.
the whole documentary actually made me respect Jordan more. It actually made me respect that whole thing. But when you said that, when I saw you tweet that, man, I thought about that because I was like, man, I've been with y'all. We all kind of were in our school, like if you want to make comparisons, when we were in Pittsburgh together running around. And then when we went kind of to the league, when we went to NBA, we actually got to experience so many firsts together as artists, going to different countries. And man, I mean, at one point, I felt like we were spoiled with it. We were on tour.
We were for sure. Because at a time where people weren't like travel. I mean, people were traveling, but artists wasn't like they weren't like performing everywhere, going everywhere, having the luxury of like being invited to these countries and stuff like that. You know what I mean? At an early time before touring was crazy. Because if you think about it, right, like back in the day when we used to go to tours, it was like the Rough Rider tour, the Cash Money tour, the
Right,
Dr. Dre Up and Smoke tour,
right.
and then it was like boom, Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Then it was like boom, Beyonce. But after that, like it was like Wiz was the next person that really took the tour thing to the next level. We didn't really see people with Sprinter vans and shit like that when we were moving around.
Also, I think when we were going overseas, it was the world, like outside of America, wasn't trapped out yet. You know,
Right,
so
right.
we would go overseas at first. Some people would, the young kids were about us, but then they were like, that's hip hop. And, like, we went over, it wasn't like golden era type shit to them.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So, I wouldn't say it wasn't lukewarm at all. We had the young cats behind us. And now when you go overseas and shit, everything is all trap. Everyone, so man, it's crazy just to go back and think about some of those touring days. And I especially would like to hit, talk about Mac Miller, because today they put kids on streaming, and me and you are actually, well, you're the record feature.
Mm-hmm.
cuts on that, and just to have my name up in there and to see your name up there, man, that was, I have a video of us that was going through some old footage of you rapping that on a bus. That was obviously way before pass, and now looking back on it, how much of a gem is that to be a part of,
Oh man, what makes it even better is that like we were actually friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't, I mean, it registers to the world as music,
Right.
but it registers to us as friends. You know what I mean? The camaraderie. Like I remember when I was in the streets and shit still when he asked me to do that verse. I mean, that hook. He just asked me to do the hook at first, and then
Right.
he was like, "No, you got to put a verse on it." But it was like being a part of that and just being there and seeing him grow and seeing him go through all the changes and phases that he needed to do, and even being out here in LA, passerby, we would see each other here and there. We never did like no music and stuff because his career went somewhere else. We, mind you, still friends, but his career went somewhere else and he was doing different stuff, that I wasn't really tapped into, you know what I mean? And then after a while I got tapped into it because I just realized that I'm a fan of his and also I'm a friend of his. So it wasn't like anything in the past or anything of us not speaking had anything to do with nothing. I still feel the same as if he was 15, 16 and asked me for a verse, or I can ask him for something. You know what I mean?
You had talked about, and I don't we may have been talking about this when we were together before, but talking about when you even listen to that first line of that song, Chevy Please, and that was a genuine like OG moment where he really was like,
Crazy.
roll the weed up,
Crazy, yeah. And it was really that because in the studio, like, we used to come with the big bags of weed to the studio and shit like that. And he was like, Chevy, please let me roll this weed up. Like he had asked for some weed to like roll, and then he fucking wrapped it in the studio. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
It's hard for me to even tell stories about it because how big Mac is now. Sometimes I feel like I always talk about how the world was this big to him and we were like the big deal to him. And then to see Elton John years later and all these people give him so dap and be like, man, Mac looked up to us and we were like his guides for a little bit. And it's hard to even accept that because he was so big and you're just like, man, we really were a part of that.
Right. And that's what I said. The friendship never left. The friendship was always there. Even when, I just happened to bump into Ty at the gym and he was like, yo, you're on Paper Route. They're doing the Mac Miller tribute, bro. You should come out. It was like, it wasn't no, yo, I don't know if they blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, I'm there. Just get me set up and I'm there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I talked to Q recently. Q is touring with the Earth Gang. And,
Shout out the Earth Gang. Yeah, for sure.
Killing it. And so when Q came, he was like, man, Bonics, you don't understand. Like, y'all were legendary to us, like our OGs at the time. Just hearing that, it's almost not worthy because, he just got so big and it's definitely a major loss. Let's talk
about the OGs, bro. Look at us.
Dude, look at that, man. I like to talk about how you're a pretty domesticated cat, man. This guy can cook. You always keep your place together. When we're on the tour bus, Chevy, you're like a pretty clean guy, which is great. So in quarantine, has that changed at all? Like, are you feeling more domesticated? I see you cooking up a little more, or
I think it made me dial into finding out dishes that I'm intrigued by.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like my normal fry some chicken or do. It's like I'm figuring out sauces. I'm figuring out different fucking fish to eat. Just trying new stuff with different sauces and stuff like that is my thing right now. So and I play Xbox. You know what I mean? So that's just easy. But the cooking thing is something that I'm really like going for now. I'm gonna start putting out episodes and shit like that. But people gonna really see that it's not just put it in the oven, put it on the stove. It's really, you seen me cook, bro.
I mean, yeah, because there are a lot of dudes out here, rappers that order, and they ain't cooking for themselves. So that's what I was saying. I wanted to bring up that you're a pretty domesticated cat. My man Chevy have his outfit folded up, ready to go. Get out. But even funnier about tour is that after tour, and this may sound kind of funny, but I look forward to what Chevy's gonna leave on the bus because there's been a few years where you left left some Jordans, you left some other joints, and I'm like, you know what?
Bruh, I always be like, man, I can't take all this shit home, you know what I mean? And
Right.
either you or somebody that come through or the bus driver, somebody's gonna get it. Nobody's not gonna throw it away. So it's not like it's going to waste, you know what I mean? But it just be a lot of shit. You just think about it. If we go on tour for a month and a half, bro,
Right.
and I wore a different outfit every night,
Okay.
that's ridiculous. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
So it's like I gotta like leave some.
We get on tour anyway.
Mm-hmm.
People just
We exactly. We and merch, you know what I mean? Now I found out how to just be cool on wearing the merch when I'm walking around and chilling or wear it on stage.
Chef, don't give them. I think that if we go back on tour again, we'll have just a major appreciation for it. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I was saying earlier, like we were spoiled a little bit. But now I feel like, man, people really look forward to us coming out every summer, and people
Yeah.
are
And now I just feel like, you know what? You remember we used to do a lot of shows in the winter.
right.
So I feel like, you know.
I mean, I think it's just gonna out the gate. You know, Wiz is gonna be in demand, and he'll want to get out the house and want to perform. So,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
one of the first out the gate worldwide, man. Wiz won't be afraid to try and perform and none of that. You know.
No. But the only thing is when it first like dies down, don't be the first one to run out there. There's
No.
still gonna be some straggling shit going on.
Quarantine. You feel like that I think we're ready to go out, or are you cool with just chilling for a little bit, or what? You believe in
I'm, no, I'm in. I'm chilling. I'm chilling until if I see when like everything's not even open. You feel me? Like there's stuff that I do that I go to and do on a daily basis that's not open. If that's not open, then I'm not going nowhere.
And I think this is very important, especially coming of age. I see some younger DJs who basically relied touring and DJing, and they're living check to check. And someone you, I know you're smarter with your money. And as I've gotten older, look, I'm not working as touring with Wiz. I still have the radio, which is thankful. But I mean, how important is it for cats to kind of get finance right and like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like rappers and upcoming cats don't really see like you can't move, you can't even really hustle right now. But if you're smart about your money and saving it, you at least could like sit on it and in a time.
Well, I think now it's important, and people are, I guess people are like starting to get it. If not, I hope they're listening right now. But
Right.
the thing about it is you're starting to see how much other bullshit is not important.
Right.
You feel me? So that a lot of money goes to bullshit. You know what I mean? When you in this industry, you know what I mean? So you gotta like not even before even when this wasn't going on, you had to be lessening the bullshit. And now you even more gotta have like be spending on like no bullshit. Everything gotta be a necessity, everything gotta be a bill, everything gotta be a take care of a family member. It's not like you just over here just throwing money away, just doing shit. That's not the play.
Money you definitely been spent on tour, thrown away, and so I think that I think moving forward, a lot of cats are gonna have to get it right. Man, I know DJs who huge artists that are like, come, I gotta move in with my moms, I gotta do this, and so peace to them definitely. But it just made me think about setting up that nest up too. It's cool to be lit right now, but you can't, when you can't go out and you can't do anything. Like how good is your nest? And you just gotten that place in LA over a year ago. You living with Light right now. Do you guys fight as brothers, or you guys, I mean, just used to live with each other?
Nah, it's cool. Actually, we already had like a good system. So as much as you see me cook the food, I don't gotta wash a pan, a plate, a spoon. I don't gotta do nothing. So he washes, he does the dishes. We clean the house together. You know what I'm saying? We be chilling. So it makes for a good partnership instead of it being like clashing. Couldn't be in a house just clashing. We did that shit for years. Like we lived in my mom's house for years. So
Speaking of which, now I know your mom moved out of that house. Did you get a chance to like go in there and kind of feel that house out before you left, or?
Yeah, it's funny. When I was home like the last time, she still had the key and it wasn't all the way sold yet. So like she had this air mattress in there, and I just wanted to be in the hood, and Hazel was so bad. There wasn't shit in the house but an air mattress, bro. And you can turn the heat on. I put the air mattress down. rolled up a joint, and I just slept in there. You know what I mean? I slept in there for a whole day, like just chilling, walking around, like visualizing shit that used to happen. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of stuff.
I'm and seeing all your trophies,
Mm-hmm.
all trophies, whether it was you or like I don't know if he has any trophies, but I know I seen all the trophies up there. And so, you know, when I saw your mom post about moving out of the house, a big piece of everything, you know, of where you grew up, even a big piece of of the gang, you know what
Right. I mean, we shot videos there. You know what I mean? We hung out there. We had cookouts there. You know what I mean? It was the epic crib. Just it's funny that you said that because I just posted on Twitter. I said random, but Sledgen's attic used to be lit, and it's the same feeling. You know what I mean? Like he'll tell you, like coming up to my crib and chilling in the backyard is the same feeling that he gets. You know what I'm saying? Chilling at his spot because it was just like that, and that's where all this like came from. All this Taylor gang and Wiz and like everything. We just hung out together, and and we know how to stay down. You know what I mean? So being in the house is not really a bad thing.
right? No, man. Before I got one more question. Before I just want, what's your plan for more music? I know you drop a project this year. This quarantine of are we gonna hear new music soon? Are we gonna ride out and just keep pushing that?
Nah, we about to hear new music. We about to get the mix back for the new single. Of course, shout out to Edan. You know he's the GOAT.
Right.
So
Right.
we waiting on Edan to send the new single through. It's called Heartbroken. I'll tell everybody here now. I didn't say it to nobody yet.
Hey,
It's
new.
called Heartbroken. It's dope. It's actually produced by. What's funny is it's produced by Gabe. You know Gabe Shadow with the
Yeah, of
camera. Yeah, it's
course.
produced by Gabe. So the song just came about one day. He was taking pictures of like merch stuff in the studio for me, and he was like, "I got these beats," and he played it. I rapped on it, and now it's on the album. So it's like we
I
about
got,
to put the album out and shit, and go from there.
I gotta stop being so hard on myself and send you something just for fun, man.
I told you already.
No, it's got to be the right joint. Well, before I go, man, you've been doing this for probably, I would say, I mean, just almost 15, 20 years, you know, in the rap game, and taken more seriously in the last 10 or 12. What advice would you give young the hustler right now?
Mm.
2000 Chevy, what advice would you give 2005 Kev the
2005, Kev the Hustler would have owned himself
Mm,
back then. You know what I mean? Like I would have figured out if I knew what I knew now, I would have signed myself. So
right,
then, become a business and sign yourself over like partnership to like other people. You know what I mean? It's not just one sided of everybody on the other side can have control when you're making the music and you don't really get control. You know what I mean? So I would assign myself so that way I could be like, well, I want this. Put my foot down and it's happening. You know what I mean? Not saying that that's not what it is over here because
right,
we had to get to that point.
right.
But back then I would tell my younger self that, you know what I mean?
Right, man. Well, we appreciate you. Obviously, just on a personal level, you always looked out for me on tour and always made me feel like part of the fam and stuff. So,
You too, man.
yeah, man.
Shout out to your family, man. Shout out to your pops too, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's my dude, bro. That's
Uh,
my dude.
Chevy Woods got the single "Escape" right now. Support the gang. Heartbroken coming out soon. Big shout out to everyone that came in the chat.
Peace out. Yo, shout out to my oldest kid in here. My oldest son is here. His name is T.Y., son of a gangster. That is my son.
Oh,
You
that's
feel me?
T.Y.'s in here.
That's my kid, man. He be trying to go to the gym like me and do. That's my son.
Yo, shout out to Chevy. Thanks for putting in the time. Thanks for putting in the work. Escape out now. Gang, you get that? Gang life. Roll
Peace
some.
out, boy.
We appreciate it, man. My
Thank
God,
you. Appreciate you.
my man.